going on, Seaway fam? So your girl is back with yet another video. If you're new here, welcome to the family, and be sure to lock it in by subscribing to the family. Also, if you find the contents of this video helpful in any way, be sure to give it a thumbs up, because here at Shell's Way, we don't hide the tea, we provide the tea to help you and your business grow. Today we're going to be focusing on the tension of our Brother SE600 machine. So we're going to go from 0 all the way to 9. 0 being the loosest, 9 being the tightest. And I know this is a big question in the embroidery and sewing industry, is how to get a perfect tension. The more you use your machine, the more you will have to adjust your bobbin. One person can have their tension set at a 3 and it stitches perfectly, whereas yours stitches perfectly on a 6. And also you have to take into account, have they been using their machine for a while? Is yours brand new? Because I mean, all of these play a factor into what tension will work best. But that's why it's so important to do a tension check every once in a while. So we're just going to focus in on the screen right now, and I'm going to click on where you see the solid A and then the outline of the A. I'm going to click on that, and that appears once your Brother machine loads up. And I'm just going to hit the first one where it says 01, of course. And I'm going to pick the letter I. You can pick a lowercase l if you will, but I'm going to pick the letter I because it's smaller and it doesn't use as much thread as a lowercase l would use. And this is the letter that we would use on each tension setting. Alright, so what I'm going to hit is move, because I actually want to move the I to the top left corner. That way we'll have room for every single setting on our fabric. So let's go ahead and move it to the top left corner. And you just hit the arrow and also the corner bracket, and that'll move it for you. And we're going to hit OK. And the size I have it set on is large. You can do medium or small, whatever you would like. So I'm going to keep it on large because I want to make sure that you can see it on the camera, because I know I can see it right here, but I want to make sure you can see it. So then we're going to hit OK, because that's cool. We're not going to rotate it. We don't have to worry about the color. I'm using red embroidery thread for the top thread, and then I'm using white embroidery thread for the bottom bobbin. I just wanted to let y'all know, because I know that I had a question. And I was like, you know, can you use embroidery thread at the top and regular thread at the bottom, or does it have to be both? And you can actually switch it up. For every single type of thread that you do use, do a tension check. It won't take long, and it's worth it. It'll save you a lot of thread and a lot of money. And we're all about saving over here. So I'm just going to hit Edit End over here in the bottom right hand corner. And then I'm going to hit, okay, wait a minute, before I do hit embroidery. Right here where you see the square, the broken square with the arrow pointing down, that's going to let us know the path that the machine will take to actually stitch out our eye. Okay, so now that I got everything loaded and ready to go, I'm just going to hit embroidery in the bottom right hand corner. Then I'm going to bring down my foot pedal that's on the machine. And if you remember on the last video, I gave you a little tour of the machine. So be sure to tune into that video before you watch this one so that you can be caught up. So we're going to bring the needle down. And let me go ahead and zoom you in, so you can see how the embroidery needle goes and how it stitches. This is tension number 0. And I'll also show you all the back once I finish every single one of them. I'll number them so you'll know what you're looking at. But yeah, check out my last video and I showed you how to thread the machine and how to wind your bobbin. That will really be helpful for you. And that was the sound of the machine cutting the thread. So I'm going to go back to my screen and I'm going to move the needle over by hitting the arrow to the right. Okay. I'm going to hit the broken square again with the arrow pointing down. And then I'm going to hit that on the right hand side to see the path that it will take once it stitches. And you want to do this to make sure that it's not going to be overlapping anything. So let's go ahead and move our tension dial over to 1. And all I did was roll it over. Let me hit OK on the screen. Hit embroidery in the right hand corner. And we're ready. So this is tension number 1. Let's go. So I'm basically going to repeat every single step again until I get to number 9. Hey, word around town is if you subscribe to my channel, you'll get content like this weekly. Alright, so our tension check is complete. As you can see, I done number 1 twice. Ignore that. It's the same thing. But this is our front. As you can see, I labeled it. And then we have the back. And we're going to go through each one of them to see the progress from 0 to 9. So from the front, from 0 to, I'll say, 6, everything looks well put together, And this is just from the front. Now, when we start getting into 7, you kind of start seeing the white, which is the bottom bobbin. You kind of start seeing that in the back. And then when we get to 8 and 9, you definitely see the bottom bobbin through the front, which is a no. So once we get to the back, we start to see the real difference, the actual difference sooner. So from 0 to 2, you can see that the bottom bobbin, you hardly can see it at all. You can see that it doesn't show at all. And then once we start moving into the 3, 4, 5, the 3, 4, and 5 area, you start to see it more. Now, the rule of thumb is to have as little as possible of the top thread showing on the back. And you don't want any of the bottom bobbin thread showing on the front. So let's see which one we could make out to be the perfect one. I'm not even gonna lie, I love how number 5 came out, and also number 6. Number 6 is the closest to perfect, I think, because you don't have a lot of the top thread on the bottom, and you also have the bottom thread coming through. But once you flip it over, you have none of the bottom bobbin thread coming through. So for me, number 6 is perfect. And then if we go to number 5, on the back, you have somewhat of the top thread coming through. I mean, it's not a lot, but you can see the difference between 6. And then on the front, you don't see any of the bottom thread coming on the top. So, I mean, 5 and 6 are my top 2 favorites. What's y'all's top 2 favorites? What would y'all say is the best tension for this machine? Let me know below in the comments which one you would pick between 0 and 9. 9, if you see it on the back, I mean, that's basically all bobbin thread, the bottom bobbin. 9 and 8 is basically all bottom bobbin. Number 7 is coming into that, but number 8 and 9, yeah, no. And then if you turn it on the front, you basically can see the bottom bobbin through the top, and that's a no-no. So in my opinion, I would say 5 or 6 is my perfect tension. And stay tuned for the next video to see which one I actually went for. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Also, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And also, let me know which bobbin tension you would go with. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Tell a friend about us, and I'll see you next time. Stay humble, stay safe, and be blessed.